Okay, today is 7th of October, and in conjunction with the World Mental Health Day, I would like to do a sharing about my recovery journey as a person living with the schizophrenia condition. And at the same time, this is going to be a ongoing project for me. However, because of my own situation, not trying to say that is a form of excuse, but I just want to let you all know that sometimes I might be away, sometimes I might be under the weather. So I will always keep posting on my Facebook page and my Instagram page, and to let you all know a few days before the Facebook Live. If you all have time, then do come in and join me and have a chat. Yeah. So right now I'm going to start my sharing. Thank you everyone. Okay, so okay, so now I'm going to start my sharing. Yeah. Okay, so like 28 years ago, when I was 19 years old, I was actually diagnosed with schizophrenia. So what is schizophrenia? I'm going to do I'm going to have a slide with me that I'm going to share here. Give me a second. Okay, yeah. Give me a minute here. Sorry about the technical downtime. I'm just trying to open up my slide here. Okay, so here I am at the home chair. Okay, and then this is my first Facebook Live. Okay, thank you for your patience. Okay, now I'm going to come to the share screen and I'm going to share. Okay. Can you all see my, okay. Yeah. Okay, are you able to see my presentation slides? I think, okay. Okay, so now firstly thank you very much for the patience. Now it's it's already 7:38. It's 8 minutes past the technical setup time. Thank you so much for your patience again one more time. So today we are going to meet me, the mental health advocate, and my name is Amy Kang. I share openly about my mental health conditions in the aim to evoke more discussion on the mental health related topics. So a bit about me. Okay, my birthday is in April 1975, April 15, and I am a single mom with a teenage son. My son is now 14 years old. The last that I was having my relapse was actually in 2008. That was the time when my son was born. So later on, I'm going to touch on my relapse episode, and in about 8 o'clock, I'm going to open up to the floor for question and answer. Okay, my diagnosis is schizophrenia. In Chinese, it's called 精神分裂症. So with this kind of condition, actually, there's actually some of the symptoms that you can see from here, such as withdrawal from the world. There are many friends along the way, along the line, the time that I make friends with, right? I actually cut them off from my life. Reason being, I don't feel very well, and I do not want to make them feel affected by my emotions. So one way to actually to help myself and help them is to cut away them from my life. So this is to also to protect my own sanity. So of course, everyone have a different perspective in about how you want to manage your friend, even family. You know, sometimes also have the tendency to want to just cut some family members away. But along the way, I realized that actually with a little bit more compassion, I can actually do better than doing this using this method to disconnect from the world. Then another aspect of the symptom for schizophrenia is that we hear voices. Like I will like sometimes I remember I will have the symptom whereby I hear like a ringtone for my the sound of a music ringtone for my phone, but actually I know that it is not ringing, that kind of thinking. So this auditory hallucination, which I do have when I am so-called having the symptoms of schizophrenia. And one more over here, the delusion, that is, I would say is really very true for me, is I have this kind of this big word, grandiose. I do not know whether I got pronounced it correctly. So I have a overinflated sense of worth, power, knowledge, or identity. Sometimes I feel that like I'm just a very strong person. I'm maybe like I visualize myself like as a Wonder Woman, or maybe even like I remember one of my episode, and I was inside the Institute of Mental Health. I even imagined that I'm the God, like the Jesus, and that I can conquer the whole world. So this is when I feel like I'm really overly inflated with the sense of power. Other than that, right, this is also one point which I like to point out to everyone here. For people with schizophrenia, right, we tend to have a very disorganized form of speech. We can cause people to have difficulty concentrating and maintaining a train of thoughts. So this manifests in the way we speak. People with this disorganized speech might speak incoherently, respond to questions with unrelated answer, say illogical things, or shift topic frequently. So this is really what is going to, like what's happening to me some of the time. When I am talking to my friend will say, hey, Amy, why you so random one? Like, are we on the same page? That kind of thing. So I actually, I know that I really believe that I do have this schizophrenia, and I believe also that I am able to walk out of it. Of course, like in our understanding, recovery is never a linear line. It's never a linear line. It's always up and down. So sometimes I can be well, and sometimes I can be not well. So I mean, at this point of time, I just want to share that actually everyone has a very tough life out here in this COVID period. And I just hope that we can have more compassion and love towards one another and watch out for one another, like the early symptoms, all this. Yeah. Then this is a timeline for my episodes. So if you can see here, episode, so my onset was at age 19. That was in 1994. So at 1994, I remember I in Singapore Polytechnic studying my diploma in marketing. And during that time, I'm very heavily into outdoor activity. So I always go for my adventure camp and adventure club thingy. So at that time, actually, I had like a very bad experience in the campsite. So if you want to know more about this story, I will share with you more later. Long story cut short, I was awarded into the Institute of Mental Health after I hear voices asking me to throw down a heavy potted plant down the this teachers building about 6-story high at this Singapore Polytechnic. So after I throw down that potted plant, I walk away. But then the policeman actually came up to me with the policewoman, and they invited me into the Institute of Mental Health for a stay. So because I was already very tired at that time, I have insomnia for the past 7 years to 7 days due to my this involvement with the camp preparation. So I readily accepted the invitation to go to stay in the hospital, not knowing actually what is that. So after that, right, actually 2 years later, around 2 years later, I got relapsed again due to incompliance with the medication. I did not eat medication after a while because I thought that, hey, I look fine, I am fine, so let me self-declare myself off the medication. And I stopped medication, and then again, relapse come. Then the next one was actually much later at 8 years later, which was in 2004. I was actually diagnosed with a relapse because I was actually in Taiwan that time, and I was grieving over my father's loss because my father actually ended his life 1 year before that, and I feel very sad, but I didn't have time to process my grief. Thereafter, actually 1 year later, which was in 2004 November, I went to Taiwan for a 1-month backpacking trip. On the second week, actually, I was joined by my friend, a very kind lady, and she joined my trip, and she noticed that I was not well, and she was very scared, but then she still did her best to bring me back to Singapore. So if she didn't bring me back at that time, I think I would probably, I do not know, stranded over there or will be sent back by some authorities because I wasn't thinking straight. And after that, in 2008, which was 4 years after the second relapse, actually I also stopped my medication again because during my pregnancy, that time actually in 2007, I was pregnant, and the doctor actually advised that I can actually do not take the medication due to the hormones inside the body is actually able to cope. So I stopped taking my medication. And then after my birth of my child, I decided to do breastfeeding. When I decided to do breastfeeding, I do not take the medication. Doctor did warn me about the consequences for not taking the medication. It might fall into a relapse. I readily take up the challenge. After that, actually, sadly to say that I relapsed again. This time round, I was in the NSRCC chalet in Changi area in Singapore, and I have hallucination. I thought that I saw Mas Selamat, the criminal at that time, and then after that, I was sent to the hospital by my then husband. After that, I seek treatment. The sad thing was that during that time, because I just gave birth, right, not long ago. So I have to, be away from my son for about 5 weeks. So that time I keep pleading the doctor to let me go home, all these things. It was really very disheartening lah. Then after the last one, maybe you all cannot see, is hidden. My recent relapse was due to a trauma. Actually, I hurt my finger, and there's some other traumatic experience recently that actually caused me to in the daytime, I will feel like I'm very powerful. I want to conquer the world. I want to share my story about my mental health recovery journey. And in the nighttime, I will suddenly feel so scared. I'm so alone, and then I feel very anxious, and I just couldn't sleep. I was like, I hope that I can talk to someone, but then I don't know who to talk to. Like, it's just like suddenly there's no one that I think I can talk to. Of course, except my sister who is in America now. So she has been talking to me. And before my this hospitalization in I think September, end of September, actually I spoken to my sister before I went to the IMH A&E department. She told me that, well, if you think that you are going to get treated by seeing the doctor, go ahead. And I feel like, I mean, this is like a form of like validations lah, but then I really feel that it's very important to me. And I went into the hospital, got myself admitted with the doctor consent. And after 1 week of the treatment by the professional at the Institute of Mental Health, I recover well. And now it's already like 3 weeks after the discharge, and I'm doing well now. I'm in working part-time at the dental clinic in Ang-Mo-Kio. And at the same time, I have my own activities like social media sharings, and I also study my Chinese metaphysics, so it keeps me occupied. And I really thank you so far for listening in. This is the page, and then it's like what I'm sharing now. I've been doing freelancing work most of my life now because of the inability to keep my focus. And I love traveling. I have been to 10 countries so far. One of my favorite country is Bangkok. The city is Bangkok because I learned to love Bangkok when I joined my boss in February to Bangkok to work as a Facebook Live admin. So I work behind the scene. And other than that, I love to do cafe hopping. I love to go and drink coffee. So if any of you like to drink coffee, you can join me to drink coffee and we can have a chat about life or anything that might be of interest to us, traveling. And also my favorite topic is Chinese metaphysics. Yeah, I love Chinese metaphysics. And I feel that Chinese metaphysics can help us to improve our life. And also it can bring harmonious energy to ourselves as well as the people around us. So I'm always an advocate for Chinese metaphysics as well as mental health. And my tips on my speedy recovery, firstly, we must have a belief. It may be a spiritual belief, it may be a religious belief. Then we have a self-accountability. That means that whatever thing we do, we must be aware of the consequences and be accountable for our own actions. Next one, we take medication on time. For people like me who are not feeling well, do take your medication because it's really very important to take your medication on time. Because I know that some people do say about the disadvantage of taking medications, but then again, when we are really in need of the aids of all these medication, right? We will just use medication to help us first, and subsequently with our own determination, perseverance, right? We can actually wean off the medication with the advice from the doctor. So I really think that it's very important to take your medication on time. Then next one, have a routine, like daily when you wake up, what do you do? Just now, I just went to this Beyond the Label festivals. This year is 2022, and I went for a few of their booths, like once by the HPB sharing about how to be well by making some art and craft. I make my own poster, and also I also learned some story from real people who are having some challenges in mental health aspect from this human story. So it's by the Resilient Collective. I myself also want to be one human book, so people to read my story one day, and I hope that by the time when I share on my Facebook page, you all can come and join us, yeah, for such activities. And I like it to be a community whereby we can actually support one another along this journey of the mental well-being. Because mental well-being is not just talking about mental health alone. It's also talking about how we feel and think along the way that when we are working, when we are studying, or when we are living. So mental well-being is a very wider topic. Next one, we have practice gratitude. So when you're feeling like not enough, you can always practice gratitude. Hey, actually, there's so much thing that I have actually. Like I have my family, I have this work that I'm doing, and things like that. So it's good to practice gratitude. Yeah, especially in the daytime when you wake up. Hey, thankfully I'm still breathing. And last but not least, talk about your problem. You can talk to someone. You can talk to you can even talk to the helpline if you have no one that you think you can talk to. Yeah, I wanted to actually publish a list of the hotline number, but due to time constraint, I didn't do that. But along the way, I will share in my next Facebook Live. So it's your turn. I would like to hear about you. So if you have something you like to share about yourself, do feel free to type it inside the Facebook message box or inside the Zoom chat, and we can have an interactive session here. And I welcome you all to ask me any question that you may have. Okay. Well, so invite you all to have a coffee with me, and believe that networking is equal to net worth. Okay, let me just do a quick check. Okay, I got to stop share for a while. Then I just do a quick check. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, so sorry for the delay. I was just trying to check the group chat. May I know, is there any question that y'all have? If you all have any question, y'all can ask me now. And really want to thank you, Michelle and Moses, for helping me, for tuning in at the same time. Thank you, thank you. Okay, maybe let me share more about let me see what else. What can I share? Because there's no question here. Oh, thank you so much. Who would you like to collaborate with to move your advocacy work forward? This is by Michelle Au. Okay. Thank you, Michelle, for the question. So I would like to work with people who are like-minded in the mental health, how to say, mental, like IMH, how do I say that, resilient collective, all these mental health organization. And actually just now when I went to Beyond the Label, I came across this SG mental health group. Suddenly I just cannot recall their name. They are the national movement toward a healthier mental health. So that is one of the body that I will work with. because we have exchanged our name card, and I mean I don't have a name card, but we exchanged our contacts, and they were liaise with me. Probably there might be a interview coming up with them, and also to share about the previous interview work that I have done. Okay, so I was interviewed by the mothership last year. That was when I started my mental health advocate journey. And after that, actually, I went on to the sharing by Niren Secret Club. Niren Secret Club is actually a woman empowerment group, and I'm very thankful to the founder, Miss Christine Liu. She is very helpful. She helped me to hold 2 Facebook Live, and only at the later part that I realized that this Facebook Live actually is payable. So very thankful to her for extending out the privilege to me. I believe that Christine wants to influence life, and she wants to inspire people. And the reason that she helped me is also because she feel that my message is able to help more ladies to stand stronger in their life. And after that, I also share on Michelle Au. We have a chat on this chrysalis website. I mean, she have a YouTube channel where she posts up my interview with her, and she also interviewed some other mental health person. And I think that is a very good exposure with Michelle. She herself is a mindfulness coach, and she'll have her own challenge as a mental health. Like she have, if you don't mind me sharing, a little bit of the maybe challenge with mental health, just a minor one. She is also an advocate, um, and she has been very helpful towards my journey, giving me a lot of the support, and also she also have been helping me to reach out to other people, like the Hong Lim, the Claire Corner, sorry, I can't really recall that, and like Silver Ribbon. So these are all the people that I would like to collaborate with. So due to my own capacity, I will do things one at a time. And next one I like to touch on is Moses. Moses also so-called, he also share with me, like interview me on the on his group. It's on the Facebook, and we because of the time, he's now very busy studying, so I asked for his permission to take the video that was recorded last year to put it onto my YouTube channel. And I would think that this is also a very good sharing about, because like both Michelle and Moses, they ask very good questions. So I feel that the sharing can let people have a better glimpse into the life of a person with schizophrenia. Other than that, I was also interviewed by the Royal Singapore. The Royal Singapore actually did a video at my place here, and I actually was quite touched during that interview. It was very nicely done, the video. And I remember my son actually came up to me after he watched that video somehow from somewhere, and he came up to me and he gave me a hug and told me that, "Mom, I saw your video on the Royal Singapore." So that really touches me and let me have the even more confirm that I should walk this path as a mental health advocate, despite of what other people say. Yeah, so I will continue my journey as a mental health advocate to let more people know that it is okay not to be okay. And also, yeah, also I remember one time when I was sharing on the mothership, I went to look at the comments given by those people on the Facebook of mothership, and I saw one comment that says that, huh, what, crazy people also can send food, you sending grab food on by a crazy person, are you sure, something like that. So I decided to reply that person and let him know that actually I was certified by the doctor in IMH that it's safe for me to ride a machine, a motorcycle. So after that, actually someone else add in to tell me, say, Amy, you don't have to, you can ignore him. So I learned that actually we can just ignore the naysayers. Many lessons I learned along the way, like Michelle shared with me about setting healthy boundaries. Yeah, and Moses also shared about living a healthier lifestyle. So along this way, right, I will be actually inviting some guests on Fridays as well, but it may be at the noon time, 12 noon to 1 p.m. to share about their success story or some of the tips that they have used that is helpful for them and to others. Yeah, so it will be on Fridays from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. on my this Coffee with Amy Kang Facebook page. And for my own sharing, I will probably do it on Friday nights, same time, 7:30 to 8:30. And if there's enough questions for me to explore, I will definitely come and share with y'all. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay. So any more questions from the floor? Oh, okay. So maybe if there's no questions at the moment, while you are thinking about what question to ask, I would like to share a little bit of thoughts here. So in terms of Chinese metaphysics, right? So from my belief, incongruent with my thoughts, my feelings, and my physical body, that's what when we learn is called alignment with our heaven, man, earth, and spirit. So in Chinese, it's called 天地人神. And we use the 奇门遁甲 manifestation method to achieve this. So this one, we will actually have to do, firstly, if you are interested to use this method to make yourself align with your own body and your thoughts and your mind, right? You need to firstly plot your Qi chart. So if you need help, you can come to me. I'll be more than willing to help you plot the chart or guide you on how to plot your Qi destiny chart. Then secondly, you will have to, once you identify the direction, which is called the destiny palace in this technical term, then you will back face. For example, my destiny palace is the northwest. So I will imagine that this is behind me is actually northwest, and then in front of me is actually southeast. So back face northwest and facing southeast, then I will count down. Of course, firstly, I need to relax myself, and then I need to count down 64, count down to 1. So 64, 63, 62, 61, and until 1. So after I actually count down, actually the mind will actually stabilize down, and from there actually I can give my command to the universe. You can, for me, I always like to say this thing, which is chief, and chief happens to be my Chiman deity. So I say, chief, please give me the courage and the clarity to overcome all my fear. So with that, actually, I will give my body a form of like confidence, and I feel actually really more confident in executing out my task. So other than that, right, I also think that we can go inward. That means that we look inside ourselves before we start to blame the whole world. We can go inward and feel pleasant about ourselves, about our environment, the people we live with, and also embrace our life and nurture life. I always like to say that we move with life with clarity. Clarity is very important to me. So with a clear mind, I'm able to think better, able to act better, and able to strategize better. Next thing is the mix with the right kind of friends. Mix with the friends that can share ideas with you and who can inspire you. Yeah, we always like to say that the five most closer people to you are the ones that influence you the most. So pick your friends wisely. For myself, right, I also love learning. And I find that learning can actually open up our mind. So I try to dedicate 1 hour a day to study, be it any form of study. Like, you know, like right now, YouTube is everywhere. The information is so much in this world, right? So we can actually select what we want to learn. And also in terms of the Chinese metaphysics, let's say 八字 lah. So for 八字, I identify that the kind of noble people to me are people with the horse and the tiger in their 八字 chart. And what is a 八字 chart? So it's 八字 chart, it means that it have the, I mean, this is a little bit technical. I'm sorry if you're confused. Okay, so 八字 chart, actually there are 8 boxes, and the top box are the heavenly stem, the bottom box are the earthly branch. Then they are divided into 4 columns: year pillar, month pillar, day pillar, and hour pillar. Okay, so I start here for the 八字 chart. So with this 八字 chart, you are able to see yourself better. Like for myself, right, I see that I'm someone who is good with networking, who is good at strategizing, and who see value and like to create opportunities. And also I'm someone who loves attentions, and then I also like to, I like external validation. So I learned about all these things, and I know that actually, oh, so I'm actually very conscious and I want people to listen to me. So I learn and I tell myself, say, okay, it's okay that people do not listen. You know, we can always, like, even if my Facebook Live has just a little amount of people, it doesn't matter. Most importantly is we push out the message, and then the right people will listen to this message. And as long as we can just create some change in one person positively, I think that's good enough for me. So we start small, and yeah, I really want to wrap it up here by thank you everyone for coming in to this, my first formal Facebook Live, and by supporting me. I am very, very appreciative of your, yes. Moses, you know you have tiger, ah? Wow, very good, very good. Yeah, and yeah, I know someone else also has tiger. Yeah. yeah, I'm very happy to see that my friend along with me, I have many friends who are also um actually very, very resilient. Like I know that people are having a very tough time out there. Sometimes I want, as a friend, I hope I can do something for my other friend who are like having a challenging time. But of course, we must always remember to take care of ourselves first, because just like on the aeroplane, right? If a mom and a baby are going to put on the seatbelt, always put on the mom seatbelt first, right? That is the same logic. And I also, along this sharing about the Facebook Live, I also received one or two new message from new friends. And I know that one of the friend actually have a relative who is having the same condition as me, which is schizophrenia. So I do not know whether this friend of mine is listening in today, but I just want to let you know that being a caregiver is can be very, very straining. But do tell yourself, pat yourself on the shoulder, and then tell yourself that actually you can do a lot more. But before you actually push yourself further, uh, treat yourself to a cup of coffee, or just do something that you enjoy. Just be away for a few hours to, I think it's very reasonable lah, to, take care of yourself first. Self-care and your me time. It's not being selfish. Yeah. So other than that, right, when let's say if your loved ones is uncooperative in terms of like the healing, right, then you have to be more patient and be more compassionate. Yeah, just if you were to, put yourself in their shoes, right, actually no one want to choose to be a mental health person. We maybe it's because of our own stubbornness or whatever character that we have that is not very, very good. But then you know we I mean, like, how I say that it's really not by choice lah, that we are so-called being a mental health person, a person living with the mental health condition. So other than schizophrenia, I have also depression, anxiety, and suspecting that I might have ADHD, adult ADHD. So all these other than schizophrenia, which is diagnosed, the rest are not diagnosed. So but it's not important actually. The most important thing is that we have a very positive outlook in life, and we know that we ourselves can help to inspire the world and to move along up, And at the same time, I also want to share that for my own aspiration, okay, because I'm a single mom, so I divorced in 2019 by choice. I actually bring up my son alone. I'm thankful to my ex-husband, who is quite supportive. He still gives the alimony in time. Thank you for that. But a few years down the road, say maybe when my son is 21, I may decide to so-called rent out the whole place, or and then I'm going to do backpacking in the in other country. So that is my aspiration, to do backpacking, and I definitely have to have a healthy body, and a good enough income. So I will want to be a digital nomad. That means like doing this type of Facebook Live and all the coaching, things like that, to earn an income. So this is my aspiration, to be a speaker. And my dream is to be actually on the TED Talk, the TED Talk. And also I want to, not just to Singapore audience, I want to be able to spread my message to people from other part of the world. That is my aspiration. Yeah. So if you have anything to share, if not, then probably we will have to say goodbye. Yeah. So seems like everyone is very enjoying the piece here. Okay, and I still like to say thank you. Next week, if I think about new topics, I will come in at the same time. I welcome feedbacks also. If you feel that I can, there's some area that I can be better. Thank you, Kun Yong. Thank you. If you think that I can be better in my presentation, in my Facebook delivery or other technical, please welcome to help me and let me know. Okay. Yeah, thank you everyone who are here. I really have nothing to say but to say thank you. Have a good night. Today is Friday night and Monday will be the World Mental Health Day. So everyone, please take care of your mental health. Also take care of your loved ones. Take care of whatever thing you want to take care of. Okay, physical, mental, emotion, all these are very important. Okay, towards great period 9, everyone. Bye bye.